Hi there, Taurus. How are you guys doing in December? For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Inessa from The Inner Stereo, and for those of you who have been here a long time, welcome back, and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I'm really sorry for the lateness. I think this is much more going to be a weekly reading rather than a monthly reading, so it's going to be from the 8th of December until the 15th of December 2018. And as usual, this is going to be your relationship spread, meaning that you could always apply this with anyone in your life. It could be with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, exes, crushes, fiance, family members, anyone. I'm basically just going to be picking up your relationship energy in general, all right? And don't forget to also check your sun, moon, or Venus sign, because I tend to realize that with my readings, wow, I resonate much more with my Venus sign rather than my sun sign. Yeah, probably because my Venus is in the 7th house, but I don't know. Just try to find what resonates with you, but if it doesn't resonate, just move along. Never try to force a reading, okay? Never try to force a reading. So let's talk now. Let's talk about your energy first and then your challenges. What's your overall energy for the now? You have the 7 of Wands, you have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and you also have the Fool card here. Okay? The day where you guys were feeling super duper disappointed, and then the day where you guys, the 5 of Pentacles in here is like a feeling of neglect, feeling of abandonment, but then the will to fight for it is gone. So you're just waiting for the storm to pass, waiting for the rain to pass, instead of confronting it, instead of fighting for it, instead of making things out of it. You're just so tired. You just want to be in shelter and wait for the rain to pass. I feel like it's over. You're getting out of that period, because I feel like there has been a little bit of a shift of energy in here with the Fool card, talking about you guys wanting to start over. I feel like probably the end of November or maybe early December, there is this feeling inside of you that, you know what, I'm done being in the same cycle over and over again. And I'm not talking about the relationship, but you're done. You're starting to realize, you're starting to have an epiphany about what type of habits, what types of characteristic that you have that is quite destructive for yourself. Because you guys have the tendency to love somebody up to the point that you forget to love yourself. And now you're switching that. I would rather love myself first rather than I would love somebody. So there's this a little bit of the Fool moment here. You just wanted to break free from that cycle. You just want to break free from that habit. It's a good thing. So to everybody who is kind of like a Debbie Downer, naysayer, people who brings you negativities, people who disappoint you in some ways, you're no longer willing to fight for it. Instead, you're taking shelters. You guys are being very, very defensive and protective over yourself here. Why? Because you're focusing on the Fool card in here. Okay, so what's challenging you? You have the King of Swords and you also have the 2 of Pentacles. So with the King of Swords in here, King of Swords is somebody who is in pain. I would say that. But the King of Swords, because they are very, very cerebral, because they're very, very airy, and because this is a general reading, I wouldn't say signs, all right? This is a general reading. I would never say signs. I keep getting that in my comment. Can you please define which one is who and then everything like that? Now, I always give you the chronology, the details, so I don't give signs. The King of Swords, because they are very, very airy, because they are very, very cerebral. But why are they airy? Why are they cerebral? The reason why they're doing that is because they protect themselves. Back in the days, like every human being, when you were born, you need love. You express your love very, very independently, like very, very freely, you know what I mean? Like when you were a baby up to the point you were 5 years old, you express your things. But then there's like a little bit of a childhood issues that makes them suppress their emotions in some ways. They've been disappointed. And then when you love somebody from the first time, you love fully, right? You expect, you worship your object of desire, your subject of desire, right? But then they got disappointed. And this is like, I feel like everybody now have a fear of expressing their emotions. Everybody have a fear of articulating their feelings. And this is exactly them. So they're the type of person who, when they feel discomfort in this relationship, when they see you do something wrong to them, it's hard. It's hard to come out. It's hard. Rather than doing so, they would rather back away and giving you that silent treatment, while at the same time, as you can see the King of Swords in here, this person has the book. A book of mistake, book of sins, like what you've done wrong, the tiny little minuscule details of what you've done wrong to them. Like they write it very, very neatly in their book of mistakes and the book of sins. So this person does hold like a lot of grudges. And when they do that, it just blocks their emotions. Like when you come to them and when you're being nice to them, they want to express it, but then they still remember the pain that they feel. It's hard. It's hard to do that. That's why they're becoming like the Two of Pentacles. It's very, very difficult for this relationship to become lighthearted and carefree as it's supposed to be. Because of that, 5 kartu masa lalu. You could also be dealing with two people though, so there's one person in here who's still very, very much resentful towards you, who if you come to them, like they're not going to confront you in the now, they just want to sit pretty in the corner, but if you come to them and you're not saying exactly what is it that they expect you to say, they're gonna be, you know, a swords person towards you. And then person B is a Two of Pentacles, somebody who wants a relationship that is lighthearted and carefree, which is something that you're not looking forward to in the now, which is not what you want in the now. 5 kartu masa lalu. So let's see what's happening in the past, Taurus. The Tower card in reverse. See, exactly. I feel like this is the King of Swords. The Tower cards in reverse, we're talking about a time-ticking bomb. Example, let's say you have a house. You build it on a square. It's 4, right? But it has unstable foundations beneath it. And rather than him or this person letting this Tower card, you know, this complains, the feeling that he felt, to dare shatter it so that you can rebuild something new, he would rather take like a bit drip of water, a bit drip of earthquake, and a little bit like that until it shatters itself. So it's like a time-ticking bomb. We're talking about bottle up emotions in here, something that this person has the inability to express. And the reason for that being is because this person was the 5 of Swords in reverse in the past, because I feel like this person is somebody who is kind of like quite non-confrontational in nature. Like they just want to be, hey, sorry, I needed to change my memory space. Why? It happens a lot. I think I need to buy a bigger memory space, but let's see. So they trying to maintain the peace. They trying to maintain it. 5 kartu masa sekarang. 5 kartu masa lalu. 3 kartu lagi berarti. So you have the Hermit card in here. They're trying to isolate themselves. Both of you are trying to isolate yourself, trying to find for meanings. Princess of Pentacles in reverse. And then you have the 8 of Cups. Okay. So it's like a time-ticking bomb for them, right? And they're trying to keep the peace. They're trying to be non-confrontational about it. They're trying not to complain and express and communicate to you. And by doing that, because again, as I said, when they try to be lovey-dovey, there's still this resentment. So it's hard for them to do that, right? So they were isolating themselves a lot by being the Hermit card. They're trying to find meanings, and when they isolate themselves, when they shut up and completely isolating themselves, is the moment where you felt kind of like freaking out because you have the 8 of Cups here, the 8 of Chalices here, and you felt like you lost something with the Princess of Pentacles in here. You felt like you miscalculated something. Kind of want to clarify this. What's the Princess of Pentacles in here for? Yep. And I feel like when that happens, when they are isolating themselves, like they don't mean, like I'm not defending them, but I feel like, I don't know why these days I feel like I want to explain people's feelings. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe my Cancer moon side. But they don't want it to be over, but they just want to isolate themselves because they need to process their emotions. This is something new for them. Like they love you, but also at the same time they're resentful towards you. And this is you. You guys are focusing so much on your work with the with the Eight of Pentacles in here and try to be smart about love. Again, as I said, with the beginning with your overall energy. So now it's like in the past, there was like a battle between the King of Swords and also the Queen of Swords. Okay, because you couldn't really comprehend what was up with them. Why are they being distanced? Why are they isolating themselves? You could not really comprehend that. So let's see. And I feel like with the Princess of Pentacles, especially in this particular deck of mine in here too, here, as you can see, the Princess of Pentacles, like I don't know what's wrong with my autofocus right now, but the Princess of Pentacles is writing something. She's trying to calculate the pentacles, the pennies that she has. You felt like you want to say to them something, but it's difficult to get the word out as well. So this person's energy of having the inability to express themselves somehow is contagious towards you because you felt the same. So there's like a little bit of trying to walk in eggshells when it comes to expressing emotions between the both of you. So this guy right now is the Knight of Wands. Seven of Cups, good. Nine of Cups in reverse, Prince of Chalices, and also the Eight of Swords. Let's see the future before I talk, okay? This is beautiful, Taurus. Right, okay, so let's talk about what's happening if you're dealing with only one person, because that's what I've been doing, and then we'll talk about what if you're dealing with two people, all right? So if you're dealing with one person, I feel like this person is going to make a return. So don't worry about that. I feel like they're done with their isolating mode. They're done with their hermit mode, and now they're ready to come out of their shells. They're ready to be the Knight of Wands again. But the one thing that is still bothering me in this particular deck of spread is that this person has a Seven of Chalices, meaning that this person is not really grounded, because this is how it looks like in my deck. Okay, they don't ground themselves. And Taurus, you guys are Earth sign. You guys are much more about the physical attentions. You guys are what you can see. You know what I mean? But this person has the energy of coming and going. They know exactly how to get to you. And when they kind of like return to your life, you would feel like the Prince of the Chalices. Like a fairy tale-ish type of feelings. And this is in the present moment. So if it's not happening now, it's going to happen really, really soon. So they are going to kind of like return to your life, making you feel like a high schooler again, make you feel on top of the world. But the one thing that I need to warn you guys is that there is a very, very Neptunian quality attached to it, meaning that this person has the ability to make you feel floating, make you feel unrealistic, and make you feel daydream and fairy tale-ish about it. It's sometimes, you know, be careful about that, okay? Somebody in this relationship has a little bit of a codependency issues with the Nine of Cups in reverse in here. It could be you, it could be with them, but it's like the energy that is in the middle. So it's like they cannot live without you. You cannot live without them. You're having so much faith in them. And this person has managed to break down your walls and make you feel very, very Princess of Cups. If you're only dealing with one person, again, as I said, because this person has a tendency to dissociate themselves. Usually air signs does this, but it's a very, very dissociative energy, meaning that they would do things inside of their head and forgetting completely to do the physical aspect, meaning that they completely forget to be consistent, persistent, showering you with tons of affections and love. And when they do that, when they have this energy of coming and going, you guys are like the Eight of Swords. So there's a little bit of a bipolarity going on in here if you're dealing with one person. Because the Knight of Wands is like, okay, I'm so excited right now. I want to go to you. But then when they go to you and then they got what they want and they kind of like drifted away, it drives you nuts sometimes. But both of you need one another. It's like both of you need one another with the Nine of Cups in here. So what's going to happen in the future is that this is like two people trying to work a relationship, but there is no management in here. You know what I mean? If we're taking it into a company sense, there is no you need to do this and you need to do that. So you really need to sit them down. Like, because I see you putting in work, I see them knowing exactly what is it they need to do, but they're kind of like contemplating on whether or not they should do it. Do they have an unwavering devotions and loyalty that they feel towards you? They do. Would they want to offer it to you? Yes, they do. But you cannot be dealing with, come here, go away. Come here, go away type of attitude. You know what I mean? You cannot deal it. You cannot deal with the roller coaster. It drives you nuts. And I feel like in the future, you guys are like, you know what? Like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You just want to let go of with the Ten of Wands in here in reverse, and you also have the Four of Swords. So you're gonna feel it's difficult for you to leave behind this relationship, but you need it to. So you're going to switch your gear and your obsessions towards your work rather than towards this relationship because of that. You hate it. One day we're good, the other day, why is he so distant? Why is he like this? You know? But this person does have a lot of feels for you. This person does have like an unwavering devotions, but it's just a different love language, and there's no somebody watching and supervising and be like, nah, hey, you do this, I do this. This is what I need to feel love. You need to do this to me. I demand you to do this to me. And he should be the other way around too. Okay, so a compromise, a meeting in the middle is quite difficult, and it's also very, very difficult to achieve this if this person has the inability to express their expressions, and you guys also, because they're like that, you guys are also walking on eggshells when it comes to expressing your emotions. Okay? So, what is going to happen if you're dealing with two people, Taurus? There's one person you completely kind of like let go here with the Princess of Pentacles in reverse. Time ticking bomb. But I feel like this person is the person that you have a subject of desire for. And this person is going to kind of like want to return into your life. Is going to kind of like want to return to your life. But then you felt sensitive emotions up in the cloud about it. In the future, they would still giving you that offer, the Nine of Pentacles, and wavering devotions and loyalty that you want, but you felt like, well, I'm tired for this, right? And instead you're going to be focusing on somebody else here in this relationship. Focusing on somebody who you are having a karmic cycle with the Eight of Cups in here. So they leave you. They give you a headache in the now, but I feel like in the future you guys want to, through your Pentacles, reconcile with them, and they're going to want to contemplate about it. Okay? So try to communicate this, because, this person actually loves you, but they're just handicapped. They're just not mature on a soul level and an emotional level. You guys are much mature than they are. Okay, it's getting too long for 1 week reading. Anyway, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed my reading. Thank you so much for watching this video, and now I'll see you guys in 1 week from now. Have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.